Welcome to the Brad and Taylor Show. Today we have Aram Ghazaryan.
You're listening to the Brad and Taylor Show, a podcast that inspires entrepreneurs to pursue their passions. We're sitting down with some of the best to learn how they got started and some lessons they learned along the way.
Hi, how's it going?
Good. How's it going with you guys?
We're good.
We're doing good. So what exactly do you do?
I'm a real estate agent here in the Chicagoland area, and then I also make YouTube videos and TikToks, as well as almost a side hobby.
I like it. So when you were younger, did you plan on getting into real estate when you grew up, or what was your plan?
When I was younger, I didn't know real estate existed, to be honest. My entire goal in life was to, at some point, own a business. So I was going to get a job, save enough money, and then own some type of a business.
That's awesome.
But then as you get older and wiser, you start learning new things, and here we are.
That's awesome. So
you
then
said you do the videos on the side for YouTube and stuff. What do you do with those?
So several years ago, I was, as a real estate agent, I'm scrolling YouTube all the time to figure, to learn some new things.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, why is there never an agent who's just not that good? Like, it's always like the agent that hits it out of the park their first year. I mean, they're like 72 sales, and I'm just sitting here like, well, I can't relate to that, right? So I started just sharing my experience with it, and like I would do a weekly vlog, and then just whatever lessons I learned, I would share on YouTube. And a lot of agents seem to love that type of content because it's different. So, now we're 4 years in, I'm just basically documenting my journey. And it's just beautiful to see, even for myself, when I go back and see vlog 3 and I see vlog 79, right?
Oh yeah, you can see your journey. Yeah.
Yeah, especially along the whole thing, because people just follow it and just go, hey, this is what works. It's not just nice and
exactly right.
It's just not just, hey, fall into it and you're just win. So it's like, that's awesome. So, also you said you do some TikToks too as well.
Oh, absolutely. That's my favorite, because they're the easiest to make.
Yeah.
And you can be as creative as you want to be and as funny as you want to be. I don't really have to, when you're in business, there's a certain level of professionalism you have to like maintain at all times. With TikTok, I feel like it's in a realm of its own that none of my clients are checking right now. So I can be as free and funny as I want to be on TikTok. So that's one of my favorites. So I'll just hop on a trend and make it like real estate version of it and just have a little fun with it.
That's awesome. So when did you start on TikTok?
I want to say it was November of 2019.
Nice.
I started coming up. I heard Gary Vee talk about it all the time. I'm like, all right, let me open this app that I've had on my phone for a year now. I opened the app and I didn't sleep for 4 hours. And I was like, okay, we got something here. So the next week I made my third TikTok and it blew up. And then, I've just been making them ever since.
That's awesome. Good for you. How many followers you got now?
I think I'm at 24,000 and some change.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
So yeah.
Not bad.
Good.
Yeah. I really like their method of their platform, Liz. And like, you can talk to, like, your video can go out to like more of the general public versus not just only the people that follow you. So that's awesome. Like, kind of,
so true.
It's completely different than all the other platforms where they're just waiting for you to follow them. So that's awesome.
So true. Yep.
So
nice. So take us to your first transaction in real estate. How did that go for you?
So my first year in the business, since I was so young, I figured my friends and family wouldn't hire me. So I went the cold calling route. And for like 4 months, I just kept calling for sale by owners and expired listings. And then this one Friday, I came out of like a 4-day boot camp. And I was just like, I'm like, you know what, let's do it. Today we're getting something. I call, a fellow named Jack, and Jack had his house on the market for 5 years, with like 6 different agents. And he was incredibly upset that I was calling. And he basically yelled at me for like 10 minutes. And I was like, you know what? Seems like this guy really needs to sell his house because he's this upset about it. So we somehow set an appointment, and I went to his house. It was like a $700,000 house. At that point, I've never been in a home this expensive. So and it was my first sale ever. So they decided to give me a shot. And I guaranteed them I would sell it in 28 days or less. I sold it on day 30. So they're not too disappointed. And they're living happily ever after right now.
Hey, that works.
Wow.
That's awesome. Nice job on that first sale.
Thank you.
That's crazy how that all works out that way. So did it go a little easier after that?
No, not at all. I think after that one, it just gave me the confidence that I knew that I could do it. I kind of always had it, but just seeing it in practice, and also now I had money. So that was very helpful as well. I was able to maybe get a little nicer clothes, get better equipment for myself. So that helped a little bit, but the work was still like very hard.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
So when you started doing the YouTube, like on YouTube videos, did you like was that your first year, or was that when was that?
So my first video I ever made, I put it up. There's a couple of small ticky-tacky stuff I put up there, but I wasn't really, just whatever. But the one I actually made for YouTube, I want to say it was a year and 2 months in. It
Got
was
it.
a 1 year recap of how my first year went. And I
Okay.
just basically described like the entire experience, how I procrastinated in the beginning. My first cold call took me 4 hours to make, and then to the first listing I just explained to you, and then however many deals came the rest of the year. And I just put that video up, and then I was supposed to make 2 videos a week, but then I got caught up with my work, so I stopped making videos. I checked back on it like 2 months later. I'm like, wow, I have 1,200 views. That's odd. I checked back again 2 months later. I'm like, oh wow, that's odd. I have 3,000 views. I'm like, this is interesting. So then I optimized it. And now when I checked back, it was like 6,000 views. And I'm like, you know what? It's a shame to let this opportunity go to waste, because
Yeah.
it's not every day video does well, right?
Yeah.
So I started making content, and that video kind of supported the channel. So if someone saw that, then they saw the vlogs, and then they subscribe, and then vice versa.
Yeah. The repeating cycle after that. When you first started out in real estate that first year, did you get any advice that has stuck with you?
Not that I could remember, to be honest.
Okay.
Just keep at it.
There was one advice that stuck with me, only because I wish I had listened to it. Do you guys know Patrick with David?
Mm-mm.
That's when I don't.
Okay, so he has a YouTube channel called Valuetainment, but like 4 years ago, he wasn't as big as he is now, and I was on one of his Facebook Lives, and I asked him a question. I was like, hey, I'm losing a lot of deals because my commission is so much higher than everyone. It's 6%. But if I drop down to 5%, I'll get more clients. Should I do that, or should I keep my prices high? And the advice he gave me is like, listen, in your first year, you should worry about quantity, not quality. Build up a pipeline, and then switch to quality once you get really good. I didn't listen to that advice, and that was an $87,000 mistake that I regret.
Wow.
That's all I can remember. Everything else was pretty smooth.
Yeah. Is there any advice you wish you would have gotten when you first started out?
I wish somebody had told me how like simple and easy, not easy, but like how simple the industry was. And if I could just if I could build a business that I actually enjoy doing. For example, for me, I build my business cold calling, which I can't stand. I hate it. It's just like one of my weakest attributes in life is cold calling strangers, right? But I can do this on camera all day, and I do it all day. And if I had just done this from the beginning, I would have been probably 4 years ahead.
Huh.
Yeah. Man, so what is your most favorite TikTok that you have done so far?
Ooh, it's actually a recent one I just made. It was like one of those transformation ones.
Okay.
It was a trend where it goes like definition of you made it, and then the bass drops, and then it shows the before and after, right? Huh. And I was scrolling through my phone, and my 3rd month in the business, I made this like just very raw video of me cold calling. It's so embarrassing that I haven't even watched it. It's a 30-minute video. I still have not watched it. It's just recorded. It's in there. I skimmed through it. I just found the moment that seemed good. I watched it on mute. I couldn't stand it, right? And then I mixed that with now I'm doing a $1.2 million house, like a video tour of it, right? And I'm dressed in a much better suit than I was back then. And just like physically seeing that transformation was crazy. So it doesn't have all the, like, it only has 37,000 views, but for me, that I keep watching, I'm like, this is incredible. Because when you're in it, you don't see it.
Right.
Yep. Yeah, so true.
What is the worst property you have been to over the years?
The worst?
The worst one.
Oh. There was one, so we walked in, it was all dark, it had trash everywhere. We walked into the kitchen and just literally ants and like roaches all over the place. Flies all over, and then it just smelled like 3 dead bodies were in the basement. And I looked at my client, I said, look, you could stay as long as you want. I'm going to wait outside because this is not the house you're going to buy. So I'll see you when you get out there. He was on the same page, so we got out of there. It was so disgusting. It was like, I think I threw away my shoes after that. Like, you feel something's on your head?
Yeah.
That's how dirty it was. I walked through some cobwebs. It was a mess. Never again.
And he never bought that one, right? They never... that
He
client?
never bought
No.
that one. I actually yelled at him. I was like, "Listen, I'm sick of you taking me to these garbage houses. Just once, take me to a nice, fully remodeled home that we can look at." But he's looking to flip real estate, so that
Oh,
didn't really
gotcha.
apply
That
to me.
makes
That didn't
sense
work.
then. Yeah.
That's crazy. So kind of what's some of your goals for your TikTok and your YouTube channel for over the next year or so?
So I would love for my YouTube channel to hit 10,000 subscribers. I kind of want the TikTok channel to support the real estate business, like some of my monthly expenses I have as a realtor. I'd love the YouTube to support. That way I don't have to charge for anything. I could just keep doing everything for free. And then for TikTok, I don't really have any goals for TikTok. I just that's more for fun, right?
Yeah.
I'd love it if it has brought me business. So if we could bring me more business, that'd be great. But I don't really have a set goal that for TikTok. I just make content and then see where it goes. And then real estate wise, this year my goal is to net $100,000 in income, but we are on track for about 110
Nice.
right now. So I'm excited about that.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Are you just kind of solo or are you with a team right now?
I've been solo my entire career. Yeah.
That's awesome. Especially kind of doing the cold call method. You kind of, it just works better that way.
It's so much better. Yeah.
Yeah.
I figured for me, it was like, I'll figure it out. Right. So I just kind of went solo from the jump. That way I'm self-employed all the way and I'm not self-employed working under someone,
Yep. That's awesome. So let's say you had to start all over today. You only had $1,000. How would you spend that first $1,000?
That is a good question. Do I start over with all the same knowledge?
Yep. Same knowledge.
I probably wouldn't even spend $1,000 to be honest. There's so much free business out there. I would start making my TikToks, my Instagram posts, my YouTube videos, and then reluctantly I would start cold calling just because it's like it's like a proven way to get business, while the other things take about 6 to 9 months to kind of come to fruition.
Yeah.
So I guess I would use that $1,000 in like a RedX membership, so I can pay for the dialer and like the leads that we're gonna get from it. That would be maybe $200 a month, and that's generally how I would do it. And then 9 months later, I would make a lot of money.
Sweet. I like it. I like it.
That's a great question.
I like it. Hey, thanks. What is a one business book that you've read that you could recommend to kind of anyone starting out in the business or in any business?
Yeah, I recommend several.
Oh yeah.
Whatever you want.
So my first book I always recommend, you guys probably read it already, is How to Win Friends and Influence People.
Yep.
That book it's amazing how it was written so long ago, but it applies to everything today.
Yeah.
My first sale I told you about, I was reading that book during that sale, and there's so many things that went wrong that I was reading a chapter, how to deliver bad news. Okay, poof. But then I delivered the bad news. It was perfect. It worked,
Yeah.
So I gifted that book 3 times. So then because I bought it for myself, I gifted it, bought it for myself, gifted it. Now I just bought it for myself again to reread. So that's maybe for a communication book. And then for business, it's not even a business book. It's more of like a biography. But there's a guy named Kirk Kerkorian. They wrote a biography about his life and how he went from literally a poor farmer to multi-billionaire who owns like half of Vegas. It's just like how he structured all his deals. Like it's his life story, but you can kind of see how he thinks and like what risks he took and how he took those risks, how he used his like debt to benefit him, et cetera, et cetera. I forgot the name of it, but if you just look up Kirk Kerkorian, something with pilot, it will come up. It's like a thick book. You can't miss it. And then Your Next 5 Moves by Patrick Bet-David is actually a really good book. I recently just read that as well. I definitely would recommend somebody check that out.
Awesome.
Nice.
Go ahead.
I was going to say the first book that you read and you gifted and now you're going to reread it again. I bet you're going to find so much new information in that you skipped over and not intentionally the first couple times.
You're so right, because that was one of the first few books I read when I started this journey. I used to never read, so I didn't know how to. I know how to read, but like I didn't know how to read, if that makes sense.
Right.
Like,
Yep.
Yeah.
The information as I'm reading them, I would pass out a paragraph and then zone back in and just read the main subject. But so you're 100% right. I'm so excited to read it again because I think I'm gonna pick up a few new things.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's awesome. How can people get a hold of you and follow you?
You can Aram Realty on all platforms, and then YouTube is just my first and last name. If you look up Aram Ghazaryan Real Estate, I will definitely pop up. You'll recognize the face, and then please like, comment, subscribe.
Awesome. Hey, thanks for coming on and sharing your story with us today.
Anytime, and thank you guys. Appreciate you having me.
Are these working?
All right.
Here we go.
Oh, there we go. I think they're working. Should we tell them?
Mine keeps falling. It doesn't like my voice.
What do we got to tell them?
Subscribe.
Subscribe. What do we got to point at? Hey, I think there's a subscription button. Like
It might be there.
it might be right there too.
Somewhere.
Somewhere.
Find it. It's red.
Yeah. And it's
Red.
blue. It's green. I don't really know.
It's a color.
This mic isn't even attached. Did you plug these in? Well, I guess.
I wonder if they can hear us.
Yeah. I wonder if they hear us. Well, we should probably tell them if they can hear us. We should probably tell them also give us a 5-star review if they listen to on Apple. That'd be cool.
5 stars,
review.
guys.
Share it with everybody they can think of.
We won't take
But-
4 stars.
I mean, Taylor, I don't even think these are on. I mean,
No, I don't think this is working.
This is not working.